As Lubbock marks the 50th anniversary of the 1970 May 11th tornado that killed 26 people, the debate remains. Should we have tornado sirens in Lubbock, Texas? Hey everyone, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. The debate over tornado sirens has been a long-running debate, and I've heard people on every side of the issue who say, yes, we absolutely need tornado sirens. They are a fundamental part of the health and security of a city. To those who say absolutely not, we don't need tornado sirens, they're out of date technology, and there's no way that they can help save people. Okay, here's my thoughts on this. One, you go back to May 11th, 1970. There are some people who thought they heard sirens. There are other people who say they did not hear sirens. There are some people who say, well, the sirens that were around were back the old Civil Air Raid sirens that were never meant to be tornado sirens. They were just kind of put together to be tornado sirens, but they were never meant to be actual true tornado sirens. The city council back in 2014 put together a citizens advisory board. Their recommendation was put up tornado sirens. Since then, we've been debating this, and this has been a long debate topic among those who have been living in Lubbock. As someone who grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I can tell you I was shocked when I moved out here, and there were not tornado sirens. It's just kind of a way of life in DFW. You get used to hearing them. They go off all the time, particularly this time of year when it's severe weather season. You hear the tornado sirens, and that means you go in the hall closet, you go to your safe space, and you kind of hide from the tornado. Or, your dad goes and looks out the window and sees where the tornado is coming from. That actually happened quite a bit with my family. But they tell you to go and hide and go and find that safe space that you're supposed to get into. The cost of tornado sirens, according to a recent article, the Lubbock City Council pegs the cost at about $1.4 million, something that maybe would not even require a bond election, but that could be written into the next budget. Maybe, and I'll get to that in just a second. So one point of the tornado sirens, do we actually need sirens in Lubbock, Texas? We have the LBK alert, which, sets off your phone. If you have the KFYO app on your phone, you would get an alert on your phone, an app alert saying that we have a tornado warning in Lubbock, Texas. If you have an app for any other weather app, you would probably get an alert on your phone. My phone would probably explode from all the weather apps and news apps that I have that would alert me that, yes, there is a tornado on the ground near Lubbock, Texas. But not everybody is around their phone all the time. Now, a lot of us are used to just carrying our phone everywhere. I go everywhere with this thing. But the fact is, not everybody does that. Also, you know what people do when they go to sleep? A lot of people like me, we put our phone on silent. it's just what you do. You put your phone on silent so you won't be bothered when you go to sleep. And then, yes, there are also people who do not have a cell phone. They do not have a phone that's adequate enough to get app alerts. So the technology is great. The technology that we have that's available to us, and this is where some personal responsibility does kick in. The technology is wonderful if you can use it. The question of tornado sirens being old technology, I don't buy that argument. Technology advances. We've seen this. Technology advances in just about every facet of whether it be weather, whether it be any type of technology. Technology always improves. And I think that the technology is probably much better when it comes to tornado sirens than it was back in the 1970s, back in the 1980s, 1990s, etc. I actually remember one time during the show, I had a former councilman who I'm good friends with. We just disagree over this issue, who said that at new homes, the newer homes that are built, you wouldn't be able to hear the tornado sirens. Really? Have you ever paid attention to the Nextdoor app? The amount of people who complain about dogs barking outside, and you don't think they'll be able to hear an alarm or a siren that goes off? Yeah, I think they would. In fact, I know inside my home, we would be able to hear a siren if it were right down the street. Again, you can hear dogs outside. You can hear when your neighbor's dog is barking. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear a loud siren. And remember, the sirens are not just for about the time a tornado strikes at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's when it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and you're asleep and your neighbors are asleep and everybody else is asleep except for the weather guy who is watching the radar and watching what's going on. And trust me, I know this from growing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The sirens can and will wake you up at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning if that's what they're meant to do. So put me in the camp of, yes, we should have tornado sirens in Lubbock. I'm all for them. However, here's the issue. They are going to cost about $1 million, maybe more than that. Now, in the course of a Lubbock City Council budget, that doesn't really sound like a lot of money. $1 million for the safety and security of the citizens of Lubbock, that doesn't sound like a bad deal. We're dealing with coronavirus right now. We're dealing with an economy that is way, way, way underperforming. We have an economy that is basically shut down, and we don't know what the budget's going to look like. We don't know how much money is going to be available in the upcoming budget. In my opinion, the Lubbock City Council waited way too long, and I know hindsight's 2020, and you can Monday morning quarterback this all you want, but the Lubbock City Council should have done this years ago if they were going to do it. Saying that we're going to add tornado sirens into the budget next year when the budget may already be very, very, very pared down seems like it's taken a little bit of a risk with citizens out there who aren't ready to keep shelling out money. So this is going to be, again, you're going to have to balance safety and money and everything else. But the Lubbock City Council, in my opinion, should have done this a while back and not just taking a look at it right now. Mayor Dan Pope telling the AJ that he believes the council wants to get this done, but it'll be a decision for the 2020-21 budget, which needs to be approved prior to October 1st. Hopefully by October 1st, we'll know how the economy is doing, but it may be a little bit of a rough road getting there. So yes, I do think Lubbock should have tornado sirens. We're a large city. We're the largest, I believe we're the largest city in the region without tornado sirens. We should have them. Public safety does come first in what the city of Lubbock should be doing. They should have done this years ago and not waited until now when you're going to have a very, very, very closely watched budget process coming up. $1 million may not sound like a lot, but hopefully what the Lubbock City Council can do is get rid of some more of the extra spending. And if they really want to protect citizens, okay, go ahead and invest. I'm not going to be angry with it at all, but it's, in my opinion, it's been past time for the City Council to put up tornado sirens in Lubbock. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have a great day and stay safe.